Hello everyone and welcome to Barca News. It's January 3rd, 2023 and it looks like Robert Lewandowski could play the match against Atletico de Madrid. Also, it seems like Memphis Depay could end up leaving during the winter transfer market under the right circumstances, and the club are currently awaiting Yusuf Moukoko's response. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and as I mentioned before, I'm currently raffling a Barcelona jersey in order to celebrate the new year, and the winner of this raffle will get to take home the Barcelona jersey of his choosing, whether it be the home kit, away kit, or the third kit. And the winner will also get to pick what name and number will be printed on the back, and of course the winner will also get to pick the size of the jersey. Now all you have to do to participate in this raffle is to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment on Sunday's video, which is when Barcelona are gonna face off against Atletico de Madrid. Now we begin with the news that preparation are underway as Barcelona are preparing themselves to face off against Intercity in tomorrow's match, Wednesday, January the 4th, which will be Barcelona's first match in the Copa del Rey. Now in the press conference ahead of the match, Xavi confirmed that there will be a lot of rotations on the team. And Xavi said that many players who haven't been getting much playing time as of late will be getting the opportunity to play in tomorrow's match. Players such as Ronald Araujo, who has missed the last 3 months due to injury, and players such as Eric Garcia. Now Robert Lewandowski also confirmed that Pablo Torre will be playing in tomorrow's match. And he also confirmed that Robert Lewandowski and Pedri will both be rested for tomorrow's match, given that both players have played in the most amount of playing time since the season began. Now, Barcelona have announced that Iñaki Peña has been officially registered with La Liga as a first-team player, and as such, he will be in the starting 11 tomorrow, and he will be Barcelona's goalkeeper in this competition. Now, one player that I was really hoping to see in tomorrow's match with Xavi has confirmed that he will not play in tomorrow's match is the youngster Lamina Mal. Now, as I've talked about in previous videos, Lamina Mal is the 15-year-old winger who currently plays for the under-19 Barcelona youth team, and he is considered the crown jewel of La Masia, and Xavi is reportedly very impressed with the youngster, and many of his coaching staff have said that they haven't seen quite talent like him in many years. Now, Lamina Mal has been training with the first team for quite some time, and there were some expectations that he could play in the Copa del Rey match. However, Xavi has confirmed that Lamina Mal will not play in tomorrow's match because Xavi considers that he has a very extensive squad where many players that haven't been getting much playing time, and that tomorrow is the opportunity for those players to get some playing time rather than bring in teams from the inferior categories of the club. Now, speaking of Lamina Mal, as I reported previously, his contract is set to expire with Barcelona in the summer of 2024. And once he turns 16, he will be able to sign his first professional contract. And as such, Barcelona are hoping to extend the contract of Lamina Mal and give him his first professional contract. But they know that these will be very difficult negotiations because every major club in Europe are currently after the youngster and will be looking to offer him his first professional contract. Now, Barcelona also expect difficult negotiations with Lamina Mal's father, who will be looking to maximize the contract of his son because he knows the value of his son in the current market. And so Joan Laporta has announced that he will himself take over the negotiations, and he will be present at every stage of negotiations because Barcelona want to make sure that their crown jewel does not get away and does not end up signing for another club. Now, not to skip ahead of tomorrow's match, but there is some good news, and it's looking like Robert Lewandowski could end up playing the match against Atletico de Madrid that will take place on Sunday. Now, as I reported previously, Robert Lewandowski was handed a 3-match ban after he was expelled during the match against Osasuna, and Barcelona appealed the punishment twice without any avail. And finally, they appealed the punishment to adjust the score in Madrid, and that court agreed to hear the case, and they placed the punishment of they suspended the punishment of Robert Lewandowski to give him time to hear the case and render a ruling. Now, given the holidays in Spain and given that all courts will be closed on Friday, it's most likely that this court in Madrid will not issue a ruling until next week. So it looks like Robert Lewandowski could end up playing the match on Sunday against Atletico de Madrid. Now, of course, Espanyol did file an official complaint with the Royal Football Federation saying that Lewandowski was ineligible to play in that match. So we're going to have to see whether Atletico Madrid are also going to follow the same shenanigans and file a complaint against Lewandowski if Barcelona end up winning that match. Now, one player who will be missing the match against Atletico de Madrid is Jordi Alba, who received a double yellow card in the match against Espanyol. And even though Barcelona had announced that they were going to appeal that match suspension, the club have decided not to proceed forward with the appeal because given that the courts will be closed on Friday, then it's most likely that a court is not going to issue a ruling until next week, which means that Jordi Alba will miss the match against Atletico Madrid anyway. So Barcelona have decided not to proceed with the appeal, and Jordi Alba will miss the match against Atletico de Madrid, but he will be available for the following match against Getafe. Now on to the news that Memphis Depay could end up leaving in the winter transfer market, but only under the right circumstances. Now, as I reported before, Barcelona were hoping to offload Depay during the winter transfer market in order to cash in on his value and in order to clear some space on their wage bill. However, it seemed that the player wanted to wait until the end of the season when his contract was up with the club, allowing him to leave as a free agent. Now, Barcelona had given up the hope of offloading Depay during this winter transfer market, but it's now being reported that the players' camp have informed the club that it's not that Depay doesn't want to leave during the winter, but that Depay wants to leave under the right circumstances. Now, Memphis Depay is open to leaving in the winter or in the summer, but he only wants to leave to the right club because after all he is 29 years old, so he only wants to go to a good sporting project where he can play an important role, not to any club that's gonna pay him a lot of money, because after all this is Memphis Depay's last opportunity to make an impact and win some trophies with a club of his choosing. Now, if Depay receives the right offer from the right club during the winter transfer market, then he will leave Barcelona. However, if he doesn't, then he will wait until next summer when he will become a free agent. Now, Memphis Depay currently has a 20 million euro market value. However, Barcelona know that it's going to be difficult to ask for the entire sum because the player only has 6 months left on his contract. But at least the club do have the hope that he could end up leaving during the winter transfer market and Barcelona could end up making some kind of money off this deal, which would be much better than Depay leaving in the summer, which when Barcelona are not going to be able to make a single cent. Now on to the news that Barcelona are currently awaiting Youssef Moukoko's response. Now, as I reported before, Moukoko's contract with Dortmund will expire in the summer of 2023. And Barcelona were hoping to sign the player during this winter transfer market, but La Liga informed the club that they're currently over their wage limit, and as such, they're not going to be able to make any signing during this transfer market. As such, Barcelona communicated to the player this situation, and they are hoping that Youssef Moukoko is willing to wait until the summer when he will become a free agent and he'll be able to arrive in Barcelona at a free cost. And also when Barcelona are hoping to launch several operations which will help them clear some space on their wage bill and allow them to make several signings. Now, Barcelona are currently awaiting Youssef Moukoko's final answer on whether he's going to wait for Barcelona until next summer, because after all, Dortmund are currently mounting a lot of pressure on the player to extend his contract so they can cash in on his value. And there are also several clubs who are willing to pay a transfer fee right now and take him during this winter transfer market. And there's also clubs who want to negotiate with the player and offer him a contract next summer when he will become a free agent. Now, if Youssef Moukoko wants to come to Barcelona, he's gonna have to withstand a lot of pressure from Dortmund to either extend his contract with the Bundesliga club or to sign with a club during this winter transfer market, because Dortmund are gonna be looking to make as much money as possible off their young star. Now, as I reported in yesterday's video, Nico suffered an injury in the match between Valencia and Villarreal, where Nico started that match, but he was forced to leave the field due to an injury after he was stepped on outside of the penalty box. Now, it was initially thought that Nico could miss around 6 to 8 weeks. However, that was a preliminary estimate because he still needed to undergo more extensive medical exams. And now that those medical exams have been performed, Valencia have announced that Nico will need to undergo surgery in order to repair a fracture in his foot. and that he will miss 3 months of action. Now this is bad news for both Valencia, who will be missing one of their players for 3 months, and Barcelona, because after all, the club sent Nico on loan so he can get as much playing time as possible so he can continue his growth and development. And now those plans have been negatively impacted by this injury because Nico will be out of action for 3 months. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I'd like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, peace, Barça.